So everyone, please welcome Mr. Eddie Yoder and Mrs. Julia Chow as they enter as husband and wife. Thank you. This is a wonderful photo opportunity, especially for the parents of these gorgeous children who were amazing. Can I get a round of applause for our awesome flower girls? Eddie and Julia to take, just merge their names and call them Eddie. And then they will take that opportunity to share a kiss. And they have to eat, so don't do it constantly. But I do think that this is a good time.
大家肯定也都听见声声音了，我是第一次从来这边学的。如果大家用勺子敲一下这个杯子的话，那么艾比跟朱莉啊就要跟大家 kiss 一下。然后呢，他们也要给他们留点时间吃饭，让大家看着什么时候方便就可以敲一下手。
Enjoy.
大家开始小用午餐，这可能是一个
哦，是 cups， 应该是它的那个图案 ，cups 的那个图案。它就是应该是跟在上面标注。你们应该互相喂蛋糕啊。You have to feed each other. This is traditional. 要互相喂一口蛋糕，就用手吧。
用手吧。
happy that they can it
and Julia met about 8 years ago, and they hit it off right away. I couldn't believe it. She came to Thanksgiving dinner the first year, and she told Eddie, she said, ask your mom and dad if I can come. He said, Mom, he said, she's Chinese. He said, do you care if she comes for Thanksgiving? I said, Eddie, I don't know what nationality she is. I said, she can come. I'm not prejudiced. She can come anytime she wants. She came for Thanksgiving dinner. She had never eaten turkey. Never. And she didn't eat any kind of sweets. Well, you know how that is if you're younger. You have a lot of sweets, especially at Thanksgiving. So that was a different experience. And since then, Eddie asked me how to make turkey because none of her family had ever eaten turkey. So he come back here and he started making turkey, and they would pass it around to all the friends and neighbors that they had, which was a surprise for them because they had never tasted turkey. I can't hardly believe that. That's one of our staples here in the United States. So, Ed and I waited a long time for this because we just simply made it whenever married. And we had almost accepted the fact. I talked to my brother-in-laws and my grandkids and my nieces and nephews. They were just amazed that he's getting married this time. And it looks like he married the right one. They look like the most beautiful couple. And they're both trying their best to look at the other side, the other nationality, and trying to include them in their lives. And I think that's just wonderful. I want to let them know that I really appreciate that. And I have been treated beautifully since I've been here. I don't know of anybody that's been off key with me or anything. And I want to thank everybody for that. And of course, you know, Eddie relocated to North Dakota. So he's going to get ready for the winters, but he's kind of used to them. But man, the summers here are nice. But I think he's already made lots of friends. Julia said he's made lots of friends. So I'm happy for him. And I can see that from him working the tables and stuff, he has made many friends here. And that does my heart good. And I know he'll make a good life. Him and Julia will make a good life here. And I want to
Thank you.
Kurt, you're up next.
Hi, my name is Ke. I'm Julia's son. And I'm here to give their non-traditional roast of the bride. Because according to Eddie's brother John, Eddie is far too nice to be made fun of. So I gotta do my part. My wife Jenny, she told me to be nice to my mom. However, after 18 years of living under a tiger mom, or as they call it in China, this mom, this is payback. So, here it goes. My mom first told me that when she met Eddie almost a decade ago, she met Eddie online. This was before online dating was as popular or commonplace as it is today, with all the Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, OkCupid that the kids use these days. No, my mom used Match.com, the old folks dating site. But then again, she did online dating before she was cool, so she's got game, and she was a hipster. She told me that Eddie was a chemistry teacher, and so I was like, oh wow, Mom, you're a chemistry teacher as well. So you guys must have had, wink wink, chemistry? Of course, my mom back then did not have a sense of humor, so that did not work. Speaking of dad jokes that didn't land, I'm a newish dad, and I've been asked that for whatever reason that if my baby, wife, and mom all fell in the river, who would I say? Well, the xiaoshun Chinese son in me would choose mom, obviously. But then the romantic me would choose the wife. But then the practical in me would say, oh wait, no, Leo can't swim, so I have to save him. Gotta save the baby. Sorry, mom, that's why you joined the Olympic swim club, right? Swimming your way out. Speaking of swimming, I bet you guys didn't know that my mom taught Eddie how to swim. In the middle of the Gulf of Mexico, in the turbulent open ocean, while we're on family vacation in Cancun. People told me that I should expose Leo to swimming by just dropping him in the swimming pool and see what happens. Well, I saw what happened in Mexico and it was not pretty. Eddie, bless his heart, like me, has infinite patience with my mom and would just humor her on just about everything. So he took it like a champ and swallowed enough seawater on the vacation to pickle all of his internal organs. On a positive note, Eddie is an excellent swimmer now. So I guess tiger mom do get results. Tiger moms also have their softer side, I would say. My mom will often call our dog Carbon by my name and call me Carbon. Perhaps she has similar level of affection for both of us, or it could be early Alzheimer's. So it would be like, hey Carbon, is Jenny impregnated? Or, hey Cub, did you poop in the garage? Recently, I've heard her call me Eddie, and call Eddie Carbon. So it's going full circles. And either her Alzheimer's is getting worse, or she loves me, Carbon, and Eddie all equally. Hope it's the latter. Anyway, so going back to my early dilemma, so if I were to ask my mom that me, Eddie, and Carbon all fell in the river, what would you say if you only say one? I think she would say, all three of you can swim. And all the same person. I don't see problem. So, Mom, Eddie, congratulations on your big day. I could not be happier for you guys. I love you guys, and I wish you live a long, happy, Alzheimer-free life, and we'll try not to all fall in the river at the same time.
I'm John. I'm the brother of and unlike everybody else, I don't have anything written down, so let's see what happens. Growing up with Eddie's actually 10 years older than me, so my parents always said they had two only children. So, when you're a kid and you're growing up, you want to play sports with your brother and things like that. You always want to play. I mean, I have two grandchildren over here, and they're only a year apart, so they're going to be growing up to playing equally all the time. Well, that wasn't the case for Eddie. Eddie, being 10 years older than me, and as competitive as he is in sports, I mean, I know, everybody looks at him, he's so passive, he's quiet, everything like that. He's actually pretty competitive, so if you get on the court with him, it's up to you. So, anyway, so at the age of 6, I mean, we went to try to play basketball, and I was lucky just to be able to throw it up to the rim. And, Eddie would want to play horse or whatever, and he would make a shot, and I would have to make a shot, It was probably, I couldn't even throw the ball that far. But as I got older, I got better. Eddie was always the better of the two, but I got better. But Eddie always still wanted to win. So he would always kind of adjust the rules. He's never, ever actually admitted to making rules up to win. But as I got better, it seemed like those rules would change. I mean, for example, one day we would be playing, and Eddie would make a shot, and all of a sudden it was worth like 2 letters. And then later on, I would make the same shot, and it should be worth 2 letters. But no, that's different this time. And this time it would work. So I'm getting the opportunity to actually admit to it, or just smile, or just, yeah, he doesn't remember. So there you go. Also, so Eddie growing up, he was a great brother. Honestly, he really is. And Eddie's biggest thing is, as you can see, the whole Cubs theme and everything. I mean, Eddie's always been very sports oriented. What he was, and he admitted to the video about how he was kind of, more of an introvert, and kind of shy when it came to, matters of the heart and affection. He was completely opposite with sports, and that goes along with like sports trivia and things like that as well. And he's very, very knowledgeable in sports trivia. For years, we would listen to a local broadcast, and they would have different sports trivia questions, which Eddie would always answer. Always got it right. He might miss a question every couple of years. Literally, not that much. So we were listening to a sports broadcast on the radio, and they were going to have a contest so that if you had answered the trivia question, first person to call in, you could win like a 10-pound pizza. Which, we love pizza anyway. A 10-pound pizza? Come on. So I told Eddie, I said, well, you've got to call in. He said, no, I'm not going to do that. So Eddie came in, it was probably around 21, somewhere in there. And we were listening to the radio with Eddie. I'm not afraid to speak to anything. I'll talk about whatever, I don't care. And so we had to go, the rotary phone and everything. So I told Eddie, I said, you just listen to the question. I'll dial in. And you just gonna tell me what the answer is, and what I will win. So, sure enough, Eddie's in the living room, he listens to the question, knows the answer. It was something about, the first one had to do with like Michigan State basketball, and like the players that played with the Magic Johnson, or something. And I knew nothing, I didn't know what the question was. So, I get on the phone, the radio station answers, they said, yeah, you have the answer to the question. I said, sure do. Okay, we'll put you on hold. Eddie, what's the answer? He comes around the corner, he said, this is the answer. He tells me the answer. I don't even know what the question is. I don't know who these people are. I don't even know what sport we're talking about. And he comes in to tell me the question. So I get on the radio and they're asking, do you know the answer to the question? Yeah, here it is. I give them the answer. And they say, oh, that's exactly right. So they start asking me questions about this. I had no idea what we're talking about. So anyway, we go through and I kind of answer and I kind of work my way through the conversation without knowing what I'm talking about. And they said, well, that's great. Hold on, Ed. So I told them I was Ed. Hold on, Ed. We'll get you on here. We'll get you your coupon sent out. I said, okay. And then, so I finished up and went in the living room with Eddie. I said, how'd I do? He said, it actually sounded like who you're talking about. But I had no idea. But it's just another example of, Eddie always kind of let other people shine. Sports, and I talk about sports because of joking here, but honestly with Eddie, sports is a passion. And, the Cubs stuff and everything like that, Cubs, Notre Dame, football, all that kind of stuff, he's never wavered. He does not waver. He likes his teams, and that's what he likes. He'll never change it. It doesn't matter who's better or who's worse, that's his team. Live or die. That's the passion that he has about, things like that, things that he loves. So, when we finally met Julia, and she showed up for that Thanksgiving, and it was obvious that there was a connection. And so, it's kind of like the sports teams for Eddie. When he chose, the teams that he rooted for, the teams that he was passionate about, those are the ones that he likes. And once he makes a decision, that's it. So, I think today's a combination of so many things. Today is Eddie, declaring that new passion that he has, that I love, all those things. So I'm pretty proud of my big brother. I want to congratulate both of you. And Julie, just all those battles, and the good times and the bad times. No matter what, Eddie's passion, his love, they never waver. It's just who he is. Thank you all for being here, and thank you all for accepting into your lives and making this a home. Hey, let's be loud.
Thank you, John. So my name is Diane. I am the maid of honor, as most of you know at this point, and I have been absolutely privileged to know Julia for many, many years now, since 2005 when we first met, when I first came here to Grand Forks. I have only had the honor of knowing Eddie more recently, but both of these people are such a gift in my life, and we have such fun time enjoying different aspects of life. I can tell you that the two of them are passionate swimmers. We've had fun with 5K walks around the town on July 4th, last couple of years. And I will tell you that both of these individuals, from what I've seen, put all of their heart into everything they're doing. And there is absolutely no doubt in my mind that they will put their whole heart and soul into this marriage. And their lives touch so many people, and I can only imagine how much better things are going to become in the years ahead. And I'm going to stop there so that I don't cry. And so, but I'm going to turn it over to Kevin Yoder, who is a cousin, and Kevin is somewhere. There he is. And I'm going to have him come up here and share his thoughts. And I just want to say congratulations to Julia and Eddie.
Good afternoon. My name is Kevin Yoder. I am Eddie's cousin. First, I'd like to say congratulations to Eddie and Julia. And as I thought about what I wanted to talk about this afternoon, my thoughts went to Eddie's character. I have a few examples that I would like to share. We grew up living across the road from each other. When we were kids, my brothers and I would go over to his house so we could play baseball with Eddie and his brother Julian. We would spend hours in the summer playing baseball with Eddie. Eddie was always willing to play and be the full-time pitcher. We all wanted to use his wooden bat with the big barrel to see if we could hit the ball over the bar. Of course, I never did that I remember. As I think back to this time, I realize now how kind and patient Eddie was to be willing to spend time with his younger cousins. My brother Kenny says he has memories of Eddie being willing to take him and Johnny places since they were too young to drive. Eddie would take them to play tennis. He would take them to his high school tennis practices and matches. He didn't mind them tagging along at all. Looking back on these memories, I can see why Eddie became a teacher and a coach to mentor others. He has always been patient, kind-hearted, and willing to help and teach others. Of course, we can't have a speech that does not include Notre Dame and the Chicago Cubs. Eddie was and is a huge sportsman, and you could not have a conversation about Notre Dame or Chicago Cubs coming up in your conversation with him. We as kids even collected pop bottles with Notre Dame logos on them. We even have those. Julia, you are getting a great husband and a friend in Eddie, and I wish you both all the best in your marriage. Congratulations, and we look forward to you coming back to Indiana to visit. Thank you.
So now we have a representative of Julia's friends and family from China, Ying Zhang. Some of you may know her as Kate, and she will share a few thoughts with you. She and our guests from Indonesia are probably the farthest travelers for this event.
Thank you, Dan. Hello, everyone. I'm very excited that Julia invited me here and have a speech here, like a presentation you like. I prepared a manuscript, maybe next day's paper. Hello, everyone, old and new friends. Thank you very much to Julia and Eddie for bringing us together here. Thank you to Julia for inviting me to visit you and Eddie's last year. Firstly, on behalf of my family, we wish Julia and Eddie 金婚快乐，白头偕老. English means a happy new marriage and a long life together. My mother-in-law, Xiu Crystal also came to France 7 years ago. They can't come here due to the various reasons, so they can't come here. But they still pass on their blessings to Julia and Eddie through me. In addition, as I came here from China this time, please allow me to present Julia's family member and friends in China. To send the best and most sincere wishes to Julia and Eddie, wishing you 长长久久，和和美美。English meaning you both have a long and lasting peace and beautiful life. Julia, you are truly beautiful beyond measure today. You are the most beautiful and happy bride in the world, I think. I believe that Eddie will make you even happier in the future. Let love fill in every corner of your home. Eddie, you are such a lucky man. You should know that Julia is a very perfectionist, which is enough to prove that you are so perfect. So Julia, Eddie, please accept the blessings from our family members and friends in China. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So now we move to another part of the country now, and we have an opportunity to hear from Angelique Devenbrook, who is here representing the Friends of the Groom from Chicago area and Illinois.
Hi, my name is Angelique, as she said, and I'm happy to make some comments about Ed. I actually worked with Ed for 27 years. I have to call him Ed. I cannot call him Eddie, because his name tag in school always said just an E and a D. So I worked with him for 27 years, and he's known for using his enthusiasm and love for chemistry to motivate all of his students at the high school level. Often he would use explosive demonstrations to get their attention, and after the ceremony in the church, that kind of makes sense that that happened. So while he did that, I cut things apart. I dissected and used the microscope. But my first couple of years there, I did teach some chemistry, and that was very helpful to me. So I really appreciated that, but I moved on to the biology part. He's done things like blow the faces out of carved pumpkins, and after the first time I heard him do that, our rooms were catty corners, so I could look out my windows and see his classroom windows. The first time he did that, it sounded like a gunshot. I thought I was being shot at or something while class was going on, so he was supposed to tell me when he did that, but he never did warn me, so he kept me on my toes for that. Ed is a very caring person. He's very generous with his time, as you all know. And I was introduced to Julia at a trivia night. It's been a few years now, but I'll always remember because after Ed met Julia, he's always been quiet, as his brother and family have said, but he had an extra bounce in his step. He was always super excited with that. So I want to say that I'm honored to have been invited to share a special day with you and Julia. It's been a pleasure. The ceremony was beautiful. So thank you for that. I just want to say that they've had adventurous trips together. They've traveled the world. I've seen some beautiful pictures, beautiful places where you've gone. So, and I wish you the best. Congratulations. I hope they go on your adventures. I hope you stay in touch. Take care. Thank you.
So we have opportunity to hear from two more folks. Xiaopeng Cheng. And she's here as a spiritual friend of the bride, and she's visiting from Indonesia, and she's the representative. Oh, wait, sorry. I read the wrong one. Spiritual friend of the bride from Oklahoma. Sorry.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's my honor to have a toast to my best friend, family member, and spiritual mentor, Julia. So for those who haven't known me, my name is Jennifer, and I was living in North Dakota 10 years ago. That's how and when I met Julia. So in the past 10 years, Julia walked me through every moment of my life, especially when I tried to leave the church. Julia held me back and told me, Jennifer, always focus the Father in the heaven, not people in the world. Well, thank you for allowing me, not letting me to be lost. So when the first, sorry, I'm not finished, just too excited. So Julia, she is the most smart, warm, caring, generous, and faithful person I ever met. And she has a big heart. And when first time Julia introduced you to me, I feel like you are the right person. And thank you for being with her, and thank you for being with her for the rest of her life. Let me share a story with you. About 8 years ago, when I tried to sell my house in North Dakota, so I moved to Julia's house. And I told Julia, hey, I don't eat this kind of food, it doesn't taste good. And I don't eat that kind of food, it doesn't look good. And I don't eat leftovers. I was just so picky. Even my own mom will kick me out, but Julia didn't. So that means you are safe. Man, just relax, enjoy your life. You will be safe. Okay, so everyone, please raise your glass and have a toast to this incredible couple. Eddie and Julia, may your marriage be blessed with unwavering love, unbreakable faith, and lifetime beautiful moments. Cheers.
So the last lovely speaker that we have today is Nettie Pham. And she comes to us representing Grand Forks Chinese Bible Study Group and the Chinese Student Association. She's traveled a long way to get here.
Hi everyone, my name is Nettie. Good afternoon. It's been an honor to be here. And when Julia told me she's going to get married, I was so excited. I said, I must come. So here I am. So when I first came here, it was a long time ago when you really still have the pseudo, so can you imagine how long that is? I came from a very hot, very warm place near the equator. So when I first came here, it was my first winter. So I was so excited, but after the second year, maybe not so much. It's very, very cold in here. So despite the cold, there are two important things that helped me find my place here. So when I first met Julia is at the Chinese Bible study. I met her. That was the start of a very beautiful journey together. We went traveling together, and she mentored me a lot. She's my best friend. So we share so many things together. I first met Eddie because when I met Julia in China, and she told me, and I saw Eddie first time through a video call. She called Eddie the first time. It rings so long, and Eddie didn't pick up the phone. So I said, why he didn't pick up the phone? And so she rang again the second time. So Eddie finally, I'm glad you did it. Otherwise she would call again the third and fourth and the fifth time. Julia is the person that motivated me to take more part in the Chinese Student and Scholars Association, where I learned my leadership, and she was my greatest support. They mentored me a lot and helped me build a relationship with all the people here with the Chinese cultures, where we share the tradition together and introduce the Chinese culture to all the people here in North Dakota, UND. So I'm here today because she's my mentor, my teacher, best friend, my sister in Christ. I've seen her happy, I've seen her sad, I've seen her struggle, I've seen her broken. And now, God has given her a wonderful guy to make her happy again. Thank you, Eddie, for putting smiles, sunshine, and rainbow into her life again. I want to close it with a small verse from the Bible. And now, these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. God bless you and happy wedding, Julia and Eddie.
Thank you, everyone, for the wonderful words of warmth and kindness in celebrating Julia and Eddie on this day. I think everyone can agree that this is a pretty beautiful marriage to see go forth, and the two of them are really representing many different levels of love. So at this time, that's the major formal portion